Right, we are back with another mock draft. Lottery happened. The Wizards got the first pick in the draft, so let's go ahead and dive into it. There's already been rumors that they want to trade the pick, but I think they're gonna keep it and draft the Banza #1 overall. I think if you're the Jazz, you don't even know what you're thinking. You just draft Peterson, because you already have Keontae George. You kind of need a guard. All your other positions are pre-filled, so. And then if you're the Grizzlies, right, this is where it gets interesting. Uh, because you have an option, right? You're probably going to trade Ja, right? So do you take A Cup or do you take Wilson or Boozer, right? It's a hard like idea personally. Like do you take somebody to replace Ja right away or do you take a guy with a lot of upside? I personally think they're going to take Caleb Wilson. And then if you're the Bulls, right? I think you kind of just I would say settle, but I think, I think the Bulls might reach personally. I think they might get somebody. They might not pick a boozer type, but I think, they do have the 15 pick too. So, but they'll probably just take boozer here. Not overthinking his dad played there, so he knows the area. And then if you're the Clippers, right, you need to get somebody that you think you can play right away, right? I think Acuff would be good there, but you already have Darius Garland, right? So I think they take somebody like Keaton, somebody that can do a little bit of everything that could probably step in and play right away. If you're the Nets, you're just like, yo, whatever you can get. And I think if you fall with Darius Acuff in New York, you're doing good for yourself. Then you're the Kings, you're trying to figure out what to do, right? You kind of got she's seventh pick, but I think Kingston Flemings is really good here for them. I think, a guy that's really fast, kind of like a De'Aaron Fox type, is, they traded him for nothing. I think that'd be pretty good. And then if you're if you're the Hawks, you kind of want to get a point guard, somebody that can fill those shoes and kind of play right away. I think Mikael Brown Jr. is definitely that guy. Really tall. They have tall guys, right, on their team. They want to be a bigger team that can switch. And then if you're the Mavs, right? I don't know what the Mavs really do so much as much as they might. I don't. I think they'll keep it. Obviously, get somebody to pair with um Cooper Fly. But I think they get somebody that plays right away. And I wouldn't say it's a reach here. Um, I think they'll get LeBron out of Alabama, right? And if you're the Bucks, right? I've heard a lot of things the Bucks should do. I'm a Bucks fan. I know what I want them to do, but I've heard they'll probably pick somebody like let Yaxel, make the Bucks fans happy. They really want him, so go ahead and do like Yaxel. They want somebody that can play right away and contribute. And he's definitely that guy. And if you're the Warriors here, I feel like you want to get a big man finally, but you don't want to go all in on it. So I think but you kind of like need a wing because you have no wings. Jimmy's out, Moses is out, so you get someone like Nate that can kind of come in and play right away. Uh, Whether he's gonna be good, I don't know, but he has a lot of upside. And I think if you're the Thunder, you need a center, right? Obviously, just somebody that come in and play some minutes, right? I don't know, what this team's gonna look like next year, just because they have a lot of money due, but you do have a pick. They might trade this too. They could just trade this. But I think you get somebody that could be a little bit of a project, somebody that might not have to play right away, but um, I don't think they need people that can come in and play right away, but somebody with a little bit more potential, long term. And somebody with Kentucky like Shea did, that might help them out. And then I think if you're the Heat, I don't think you let Braden get this far down. I mean, they're probably gonna move out Tyler Hero if they can. So I think somebody like Braden's freshman, 19 years old, is gonna come in and try to help them. If you're Hornets, right, you're trying to like, you got a good core. I think somebody kind of like to replace Miles, somebody a little bit younger. I think somebody like Koa Pete can come in and help them long term. And if you're the Bulls, you already have that, already got Boozer, so you kind of need a guard, right? So I think you're kind of like looking for like a shooting guard to pair with Giddy. I think like someone like Cameron Carr here for them would make sense. Somebody that can score. If you're the Grizzlies, right? You already took Caleb Wilson one, right? So you just need another guard, more to say. But 'cause they have a lot of like wings. So I think if Braylon is still in the draft. I thought he decided not to get drafted this year, but if he's still in, I would definitely take him here. If you're OKC again, I think you take another swing. I think you take a guy with a little bit more potential. Might not play right away, but like has a little bit more potential, a little more like a forward because they have plenty of guards, right? They have plenty of guards. Um, so I think they take somebody. Where's he at? I just seen him. Thomas. Sorry, I got my thing all messed up. Thomas out of Florida. Here he is. Yeah, he takes somebody Thomas out of Florida. He's a little bit older, but I think it's a kind of like a reward type of thing. And I think they take another forward here with the Hornets. I think odds kind of falls a little bit. Taking a white 7 footer really isn't always like a sure thing. So, but the Hornets love him. So, and then if you're the Raptors, man, I think they take somebody like Mara. They need a center because what's his name kind of disappointed them. Jakob kind of disappointed them. And you're Spurs. I think here at 20, you're like, dude, we could kind of take a couple of guys. I think they need another like they have like a lot of guys that can just come in and play. But somebody I think that'd be good for them, right? I think like a guy like Dylan Swain here might fit for them. He can play defense and like he's kind of like your, I guess, backup for. I think he can play a little bit of the four if you need him to, because he is strong. He can go to the rim. Kind of play with. He doesn't give me castle vibes, but he definitely gives me like he's gonna play hard. And yeah, Pistons, you have the 20th pick. What, like I said, this is gonna be a good draft for a lot of teams. Guys are gonna come in and play right away. If you're the Pistons, you kind of need somebody that come in and like trying to like play good. He needed like a two guard come in and play good, or maybe like a backup point guard. It's like Jenkins. Like Jenkins is on his roster. He's really good, but he can play with Cade, so that's like a big deal. He's 6'3" and his contract's over, so you probably have to pay him. So I think a guy that can come in like Christensen, like I think that would be huge if they could get somebody like that here. I think Sixers, it's backup center, bro. Someone like Chris Sinnett Jr. You just gotta get a center. I think it's time to move away from Joel Embiid, but that's just my opinion. And then if you're the Hawks, you need a center. I think something like Patrick actually can come in and kind of help you. If you're the Knicks, you're kind of like, dude, what do we get? If they win a title or not. Um, but I think they need if they're picking here, these are good players. I think that could potentially come in and help. I don't know if they'll like necessarily need them. They don't need a point guard. They definitely need a center. Obviously, somebody that knows how to win. And I think somebody that help them be Montrez Johnson Jr. I think he can help them right away. And if you're the Lakers, if the reports are true, they're just trying to build around Austin Reeves and Luca. So any type of guy that can come in would help. And I think like a guy like Amari Allen could develop for them really nicely. And if you're the Nuggets, I think backup point guard would be big. I think like a guy like Bennett would be good here because you still have Peyton Watson even playing the playoffs. So if you're the Celtics, I think you need to go center here, but I think, it kind of just like I think they'll try and make a move for center this offseason. So I think a guy, take a little risk on another guy that like they kind of got a good on wings, honestly. But I think they kind of get rid of Sam Hauser, so they get a guy like Lopez here who could have a lot of potential. Here at Timberwolves, man, they're really good. They might, yeah, they're really good. They still have, a pick here. I think kind of like not point guard. I think like small forward would really help them, like a forward, like. I don't know if they reach here for a guy like Toppin or something, but I think you kind of want to get like a guy that can come in and like, match that energy that all these guys have. Right here might be a little bit weird for them because they don't need another guard. They have Shannon Jr., they have guards for days, I think. I think kind of like a small forward is what they really need. Maybe if a guy like Sar can, play a little bit bigger, I think he might help them out. Or, he might not, I think for Cavs, I don't know what you do. Like you're kind of in a weird spot, right? I mean, feel like against they might be the Pistons, who knows? But I think getting the guy that's a shooting guard, maybe for the future, just in case Mitchell gets traded, might be pretty good. But I think they like go like a guy like I think they might reach here a little bit. I think a guy like Stojakovic. They kind of like guys like that. And if you're the Mavs, you get another first round pick. So I wouldn't say you take a risk, but I think you have enough. Obviously, if you're picking a point guard in the first round, you want to get like another type of wing guy that can come in and play with obviously a guy like Cooper Flag. So let's see. Sorry, kind of want like I think a guy from Texas. Yeah, I think a guy like Texas from Texas, like JT Toppin, could really fit in here. From Texas Tech. I mean, that just makes sense to me. That is our first round redo. After we'll see what trades can happen. Sorry, let me just. Yeah, we'll see what trades can happen. I mean, there's a lot of talk of like trade picks can be traded and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, this is where we're at right now. AJ going number one. Um, and I think some teams like the Warriors that could get a guy that could help them compete right away next year. The Mavs getting two first round picks is pretty big for them. I think the Thunder even having a first round pick is top two two first round picks is crazy. They might trade those. If I'm not a team like maybe like the Bucks, maybe. I don't know. I asked about OKC for those two picks. Personally, that's just personally. If I'm the Bucks, I'm like, yo, this 10th pick and to a year, the 12th and 17. Can we swap those? I know you don't want a whole bunch of young guys, but especially if Giannis gets traded, I think you make that call. Like, I think a team like the Clippers could offer it. A team like the Bulls could offer. You know, I know the Nets were talking about it, but I don't know anymore with the sixth pick. So we'll see. I'm very excited for the draft. The draft is June 23rd and 24th. The first and second round. I'm really excited. So yeah, I mean, we'll probably make another video probably right before the draft, day before the draft, that Monday. Probably drop, see if anything's changed. Obviously, trades and the combines actually this week. So we'll see.